Good morning, folks, from Redford and Waylon in Boulder, Colorado. Redford, ready? There he is. He's really not feeling up for a Facebook Live. He just wants to nap. He had a big meal. So, yesterday we had a fun conversation about homelessness. It actually was really fun. It was interesting and kind of inspiring. It's nice to talk about real issues and have tens of thousands of people. Sorry about this light. I don't know what to do. Tens of thousands of people tune in. So that's what's so cool about what Facebook has created with Facebook Live is that for now, until they subject it to the algorithm, they're allowing us to connect directly with you, our fans. Whereas, as you may know, on Facebook, you can't, we'll share an article about climate change and really almost nobody sees it unless people like it or share it or whatever. So if you like this video, please share it. And if you're just tuning in, say where you're from. So really, I don't have any particular response to Facebook deleting our video because, so actually let's put in the newsletter and stuff later, the auto links. So I don't have any particular response to Facebook deleting the video on homelessness because not only did they not tell us why they did it, they didn't tell us they did it, and we have no means of communication. So this is typical when you work for an all-powerful corporation, and let's face the facts, as long as I'm doing Facebook Live, I'm working for Facebook. I have no real control or independence over my own content. That's just how it is. So this is a lesson for me, yet another lesson about independence. So unless media can be independent, we're independently owned, which is incredibly rare. 99% of the media out there is owned by pretty big corporations that have all kinds of commercial interests that aren't disclosed. Our commercial interests are supporting, a non-toxic yoga mat, Jade Yoga, which is not PVC, and we're transparent about that kind of thing. And you can get a free shipping with Jade if you like. So we basically have nothing to be transparent about. We're a bunch of hardworking people who have very little idea what we're doing. Trying to bring you good, helpful stuff for your everyday life. So if you want to support Relephant, reading us on Facebook is really not going to do it. Because as we've seen, probably a bad time to eat. As we've seen in the last year, the Facebook algorithm has reduced our readership from 23 million readers to 7 million readers. And I'm now working night and day to get that back up to 8 million, which is a small but substantial increase. So Relephant's struggling to stay alive in the face of Facebook. And at the same time, I don't hate them. I don't dislike them. I'm not even mad at them. There's just no communication. It's like working for the Borg, but sort of like a nice Borg. You can't really get mad at them. That's a Star Trek reference from the 90s. So huge reference for a lot of people out there. Anyway, I don't have any response. They control it, almost everything they do. And if you want to get out from under the man and support Relephant, the only way to do that is elephantjournal.com/best. That's our newsletter. If tomorrow Facebook decides to turn us off, that's the only way Relephant is going to still be available to you and still be alive. So we have 22 people working for Relephant who basically Facebook could flip the switch on us tomorrow and I'd have to lay everyone off. And my house would go into foreclosure. So that would be fun. So my basic response to Facebook is, it's up to us in our politics, in our shopping every day, in the media we read, to support independent. Try and support local. Try and support ethical, fair labor. You've heard it all before, but this is a real reminder. They just deleted a video that probably 30,000 people watched about homelessness in America, and we don't know why. We're guessing it's because of the dance breaks we had. That even though the video was legal on YouTube, YouTube's owned by Google, and Google and Facebook don't talk. So cheers to being independent. And I think that's about all I got to say. I'm a little bit... it's just a real hip check. It's a real reminder that none of this mindfulness for everyday life stuff that we're doing really matters as long as we're under the control of corporations that kind of, they just don't care. It's not that they're bad. They just don't care. So if you got any advice for me, I'll be fine. So I don't need people to say, buck up and toughen up. I've already seen my business reduced by 2/3 in 1 year and haven't laid off a single person. So I'm kind of tough. I'm used to it. But really the only thing that's going to help us is if you guys get our newsletter and read it. I think that's all I can think of. We're waiting for the day when Facebook Live has ads all over it and it's subject to the algorithm to the extent that we can no longer reach you guys with our videos. So you can also get our YouTube series, which has 5 million views and a lot more professional videos on youtube.com/Elephant Journal. And there's a subscription link, hopefully, in the comments from Ashley. So I think that's all I got. I don't know. I'm so tired. I was a print magazine publisher. I jumped online, lost all my staff. My house went into foreclosure. This is 9 years ago. Then I jumped online. I rebuilt it over 3 years with a broken laptop and no staff except for Lindsay, who was an intern and volunteered to work for free for 6 months. I had no money. I'm not a trustafarian. Kickstarter didn't exist. I built up a hugely successful company only to see it collapse in the last year. Thanks to Facebook's algorithm changes. And now we have one of the biggest Facebook Lives in the whole country. We do it 5 times a week. And thanks to you guys and your support, we have like 50,000 people tune in to learn about how, empathy or how to make friends with themselves or how to help the homeless, whatever it is. And Facebook's just deleted it, which wouldn't even really have bummed me out if they had bothered to email us and say, if you think this is a confusion or if you're willing to delete the dance break, the evil dance break, which could have been so fun if that had become a tradition. Or you can license the Sia video if you put this ad on. This is basic stuff that YouTube does. Anyway, whatever. I'm definitely at the millennial whatever stage. And as you can see, I'm on my 3rd cup of coffee just on this video. It's a good thing coffee's legal. Alrighty. I'm going to go through any comments and then I'll stop bumming everyone out. And I'll leave. Just like Facebook is making us leave from people's reading. That didn't make much sense. Alright. Ashley's here. I'm bumming everyone out. This is Leslie from Tustin. Cassandra. Li, Buddha was not a Buddhist. Totally agree. David Greenwood, New Jersey. Casey from Perth. Dibdeep from India. Leslie from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Delia, I can't believe they deleted that. I agree. Even without any kind of communication. No communication. Facebook has blocked Elephant probably a dozen times. Blocked us on Facebook because of one blog that they thought was controversial or got flagged. We have never had a single communication from Facebook, ever. Ever. I'm one of the best connected people in Boulder, which is a technology hub. I was introduced to dozens of people at Facebook. None of them helped. None of them offered to connect me with anyone. There's no 1-800 number you can call. There's no email. Jill, Facebook is so rude. Patricia says I'm rambling. Thank you. Christine, hello from New Hampshire. Hope, good morning. Looking forward to this chat. Nice coffee cup. I'm now drinking out of 1975 GOP convention. Also happens to be, obviously, an elephant. Akam, hello to Waylon and Ashley. Denise from the Philippines. David from... Oh, saying, good idea, I need a new yoga mat. Yeah, if you want to support Jade, please put them in the comments. Patricia doesn't like me because I'm rambling and I look like I'm in bed. I'm not in bed. I just am on my couch. I'm in my living room. But I am an environmentalist and I still have turned on my heat, and that's fine. So I do that Jimmy Carter kind of thing. I basically wear sweaters and blankets and drink tea. So sorry I'm not up to your standards. Leslie supports. Lisa, keep up the good work. Yeah, someone mentioning Patricia doesn't need to watch. Katie Kranz, Katie Sager may be watching. She's a big star. And Katie, you're probably seeing the least mindful, helpful video I've ever done. Hopefully this is basically mindful, which is a reminder that we need to be independent as long as we're subject to the man. We can't really affect change that can be lasting. We can only affect change as long as it's convenient for the man. Kate doesn't like to hear me eating my banana. Oh boy. So we're basically talking about the rise and fall of one of the great independent media platforms the last couple of years, and people are upset about my organic banana, which sounds like a sex joke, and would it were. I mean, we were talking about homelessness, which is a real problem. I was talking about how this homeless guy got in trouble with the cops twice the night before last. He had a crack pipe. He had drug paraphernalia. He woke up me and my whole neighborhood. He tried to steal some stuff on my front porch. And we were talking about lasting ways that we can actually help the homeless, not in a naive way, in an actually helpful, respectful way. And how our attitude, our closed-minded, cold attitude toward the homeless reflects our own attitude toward ourselves or our friends when we're having a hard time, when we're down. And we were talking about Maitri and empathy and the Buddhist notion of making friends with yourself, leading to, naturally, out of our basic fundamental human goodness, leading to empathy in our relationships, with our children, with society, with being willing to, say, pay our taxes. Obviously, some of our taxes go to wars and things we don't like, but hopefully most of our taxes are going to the Commonwealth, which is this Jeffersonian notion of an enlightened society, which is what Buddhism is all about. Hopefully, whatever your religion or non-religion is all about. We all want to create a better, kinder world based not on some sort of naive, hippy-dippy spiritual BS, but on real work, being willing to volunteer. We heard from people yesterday who are volunteering to help the homeless. I mean, it's getting cold here in Boulder, and it's actually been really nice, but it's getting cold, and where are these homeless going to be safe and sound in a couple weeks, even in 1 week? Well, there's one shelter. It only has enough room for 20% of the homeless, and that's kind of intentional because almost all cities, thanks to their yuppie tax-paying citizens, don't want the homeless to stick around. That's understandable, but then there's some cities who actually pay the homeless to have an apartment, to force them to be in job training if they accept the apartment, and then help them come out of drug use or whatever is going on and get a job, and it actually saves the municipality money, which is the amazing thing. It saves the taxpayer money. So we can either invest in a harsher, meaner police force. I have to say that police officers were so kind the night before last. It was so inspiring. They let the guy leave. They let the guy leave again, even though my next door neighbor, who's a great guy, moderate Republican, not voting for Trump, my kind of Republican, wanted him arrested, wanted him out of here, hated the city council for being nice to, or overly nice to the homeless in his mind. So we're really at a place where, and I totally understand his point of view. He's concerned for the safety of his children, right? And he doesn't like getting woken up. I lost an hour of sleep, so did he. But what can we actually do? Because the homeless aren't going away. This is an ongoing issue for the last 150 years in industrial society, right? How do we treat the homeless in a way that can reduce some of the sexual violence that the homeless go through, the drug use. You know, how can we make, basically, as Martin Luther King reminded us, we can only solve this kind of problem with love, and that can't be naive love. It has to be strong, common sense, smart, insightful love. So that video with hundreds of your comments is what was deleted yesterday. And yeah, I mean, I actually didn't really expect to talk about it that much today. I just thought it would be a fun thing to mention. But I guess it's sort of an entry point to remembering that Relephant is only alive because Facebook allows us to be, and for that I'm grateful. We have no other really good way to reach readers. So this shouldn't be an attack on Facebook. But it is a plea for you all who do care about Relephant, who want to write or read Relephant for the next couple years. The only way that's going to happen is our newsletter. So on that note, I'm going to leave because Patricia Exley would prefer that I do so, and yet she keeps watching. So that's some sort of weird compliment. And thank you. You can subscribe to the videos if you like. After I hang up, you'll see the button.